So as we sit here, game 2 of the NBA Finals goes the way of the Heat. And I'm really mad at Michael Malone because he ruined my prediction and what should have happened, which it should be the Nuggets up 2-0 on their way to a sweep of Miami. And look, the Nuggets clearly have not even played their best basketball. Maybe now Miami Heat have their attention, but this should be on the way to a sweep because there's Miami should not even be on the same court with them. Yet they hang around and they're able to cut into a 15-point deficit, and they go back home now with home court advantage. This should never be here.
Well, go back to game 1 when they had that. Miami had the 30-point fourth quarter. While it still ended up being an 11-point game, had the opportunity to take it inside single digits, maybe pay off bettors, but they failed. But there were some anxious moments in those final 2.5 minutes there, even though for a game that seems so decidedly one-sided. And then they came out in game 2, and Miami just punched him in the mouth. I mean, Max Strus comes out, hits a couple of big three-point shots. Kevin Love disrupting things defensively. He finishes plus 18 in his 22 minutes. So all of a sudden, you've got a different look. Gabe Vincent was great again. Forget about illnesses at practice. I'm ready. I'm game day, Gabe Vincent. That, and I'm 397th in salary here in the NBA, and I'm going to be a free agent. So look at me. So they came out, and they gave them everything they could want. For Denver, they weren't closing out on three-point shooters at all. And then listening to the broadcast, that was evident right away. I was like, another defensive lapse. It was like they were keeping score. I was waiting for them to hold up a whiteboard. And here's the scorecard of which guy failed on this closeout.
The two big controversies coming off of last night, coming off of yesterday's game, they involve both head coaches, right? Mm-hmm. One, Michael Malone, who now, it's kind of fun. Michael Malone, who the entire series with the Lakers is, why are people not giving us more attention? Why are they winning the news cycle? And now it's, we haven't done anything yet. Don't read the newspapers. Dude, you just begged for attention for a week and a half going, we have great players. We have Jokic. We have Murray. And now
look at me. Yeah. Don't look at me like that.
Hey, here's a spotlight. Oh, no. Don't read anything don't watch TV. Don't do all these things. What are you, insane?
I'm an influencer at the gym, man. And I'm wearing, basically nothing. And then as guys walk by to the next rack, they kind of look like, what the hell are you doing? Don't look at me! That's what we have.
Either you want the attention or you don't, right? But Michael Malone clearly wants to have it both ways. Well, when they're not talking about us and we're winning, I want them to talk about us. When we're losing and things get a little weird, no, don't talk about it. And my players, don't read about us. Even though I talk about wanting more attention, I don't want you to read it. So the guy's ridiculous. But there's a lot of attention spent today, and I was really surprised as this much on the debate shows on the decision for the Nuggets to not foul at the end of the game after Jokic gets the Nuggets within 3 with 36 seconds left to go. Mm-hmm. They don't foul. Jimmy Butler misses a 3.
Runs it down to what, 3 seconds on the shot clock or whatever it was?
Takes it all the way down, and then you have the Nuggets in a position of, all right, it worked out for them. Jamal Murray misses a 3. Butler gets in his face a little bit, and instead of going to overtime, the Heat win at 111-108. Now, here's Michael Malone defending the not calling a timeout and taking it all the way down to the end of the game from yesterday.
Their half-court defense was giving us a lot of trouble in that fourth quarter. And you take a timeout, you let them get set, you let them review whatever play they think that we're going to run, and there's a great chance that we don't get a quality shot like Jamal got, which was online, and from my perspective, looked like it had a great chance of going in. And we've seen Jamal make shots like that before. Some nights, I think, we can take the timeout. Other nights, give our guys the freedom to get out and run. But with how well they were guarding in that quarter and how hard it was for us to generate great looks, I felt in that transition we're going to have the best chance to get the look that we wanted.
See, here's where I completely disagree. Because I am always a fan of when you are losing, extending the game. And why take it down to a one possession, potentially, winner take all when you can force a lot of things to happen, right? So you're down 3 with 36 seconds left. Foul. Make the Heat make free throws. Maybe they miss, right? You're going to have to make them make pressure free throws to win. Even if they make 2, you're down 5 with 30 seconds left. You can hit a 3 and suddenly it's a 2-point game and not a 3-point game. Or you go in and get an easy bucket and you foul again, and you continue to extend the game until you can't anymore, and you make the Heat make as many plays as possible. I get the whole half-court defense thing, but they're not going to play nearly as tight on you because they don't want to send you to the free throw line. You're going to get the ball inside to Jokic as easy as you can because the last thing they want to do is play him that tight, and then suddenly he makes it. Now he's going to the free throw line for a three-point play. So it's a little bit easier to score when that's what you're doing. Now, eventually you're going to get to a point where if the Heat keep making their free throws and you keep making shots, all right, you have to go in a go-for-broke type situation. But why take it? I always feel like it's an advantage for the team with the lead to say, oh, you're giving me a 3-point lead right now with 36 seconds left, and the worst thing that's going to happen is we're going to have a 3-point lead with 12 seconds left. That's the worst thing that's going to happen, is that our lead is still going to be 3 with 12 seconds left to go. That's a huge advantage for the Miami Heat, and I just don't get why coaches do that and why he did it in that situation.
Yeah, you get down and watching that sequence a number of times, you're like, all right, foul could have been here, could have been against guys that don't particularly shoot well from the foul line. In the end, Jimmy Butler takes a look with 3 seconds left. If he hits that shot, now what? Right? Instead of
now
it's
a
5
with 11 seconds left,
right?
and the game's over.
So, and then once you actually decided after the miss not to take the timeout, okay, fine. Your half-court offense. You didn't really run a half-court offense. Jamal Murray got handed the ball and ran around a little bit and then took a shot.
Here you go, Jamal. Go make a play.
But like legitimately, they didn't run an offensive play except for Jokic stepping out, kind of giving a screen. But Murray didn't go anywhere near where he was, so it didn't matter.
No.
And he still ended up hoisting a shot over Jimmy Butler, who was all over him. So you didn't really run an offense once you got the ball back either. You didn't run a set. So to try to create the best shot you possibly could, because we argued about it last week. It was when we were in the final seconds of a game. Here you had at least double that. You're talking Murray gets the handoff and brings it up court, and there's still 10 seconds on the clock. Right, plenty of opportunity to do stuff. So you go home with 2 timeouts stuffed in your pocket. But on the defensive end, I'll never understand it. Pressure free throws, it's not the same thing as free throws with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. We know this. We've watched this. So saying, hey, they were 18 of 20 in the game doesn't matter. Like everybody wants to go to the offensive end, which again, still question it. And some credit to the half-court defense, but you still got to run a play, which you did not do. On the defensive side, I'll just never understand it, right? Foul Bam Adebayo. Go ahead. Go make some free throws. Have at it.
So the other part of the controversy was Erik Spoelstra, Heat head coach, who should have been in the greatest mood ever. Hey, we're up. It's 1-1 now. We're going back home. But he had no time for a question from ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, who's been one of the biggest insiders and NBA reporters over the past decade plus, when she asked him about, hey, you were able to turn Nikola into a scorer and not a passer, and that affected the game, a much different outcome in game 2. And Spoelstra wasn't having it.
This is probably oversimplifying things, but sometimes when teams play against Jokic, you turn him into a scorer, you turn him into a passer, and he controls the game. He only had 4 assists tonight.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's just, that's the untrained eye that says something like that. This guy's an incredible player. Twice in 2 seasons, he's been the best player on this planet. You can't just say, oh, make him a scorer. That's not how they play. They have so many different actions that just get you compromised. We have to focus on what we do. We try to do things the hard way, and he requires you to do many things the hard way. Man, he has our full respect. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, he's out of line. He's a real jerk in that answer, because what he's saying is there's nothing we can do. Right? His answer, okay, then give us an answer. If you think that answer was an oversimplification and really insulting Ramona making that question, and look, Ramona's done a lot of work in the NBA. I've known her for a long time. She's a hard worker. She's an inside. She does a lot of things. That's a question everybody wanted the answer to. Because so what he's saying is there's no way to stop the Nuggets. You don't have any plan then? You just go out there and say, hey, guys, do whatever. When Nikola gets the ball, I don't know, just try not to let him score. I mean, what's he trying?
Well, instead of demeaning her or anybody that's watching this, it's the old, you didn't play, you didn't coach, beat it kind of answer without saying that.
Yeah.
It's too inside basketball. You wouldn't understand what I'm about to tell you. Just say, hey, you know what? Other guys stepped up, because the rest of the squad, with Jokic as the scorer, still shot 50% from the field. Jamal Murray had 10 assists. Go in and talk about what the other guys did to pick up to make it still a 3-point contested game where they had a shot to make it in the end. You didn't have to demean anybody to do it.
No,
like I don't understand the coaches in this run. From Missoula, I'm going to tell you nothing, like he's a character in Goodfellas. To these two guys crying about everything.
Yeah,
it's an absurd run for coaches. Remember Darvin Ham? Hey, wait, we got surprises. We're going to show them things they've never seen before. Oh, you got swept? Too damn bad. Missoula, you got 4 guys that we just send back to Broadcasting 101. Here, don't be nice to the people.
Look, even if you disagree, right? If you say that's not the point, which again, he didn't give an answer. So it's like, so you didn't try to limit him passing what he could do, really? You said whatever he does.
You figured me out.
Right? Whatever.
How dare you?
Even if you disagree, you don't want that. You don't treat a reporter like that. Because you know what? Reporters go into those press conferences and they understand the mood of the coaches. They understand what the mood of coaches are coming out. They answer they ask their questions carefully. Some of them are bad questions, but they know going in, hey, this coach could be on a hair trigger for whatever reason. So the questions are kind of lobbed up. They're kind of softballs because they understand this is the situation. Now, you want to get out and tell me you gave me a bad question. I'm going to say, you gave me a craptastic answer. You answer my question. You're going to do that? You answer my question. Yeah, I don't think he wants the reverse of what it would be. He comes in and gives an answer, and the reporter goes, no, I'm sorry, we're not going on. That was ridiculous, coach. That made no sense. You insulted me with that. You insulted me as a reporter by trying to not give me an answer. That's what I would have said.
We've had a couple of guys do that down the stretch here in the NBA, so I appreciate that.
How about your untrained eye, coach? You told me about my untrained eye because I didn't see an answer in that. So to the untrained eye, you may have seemed like you made an answer, but you didn't. I mean, I hope he apologizes because there was no reason for that, and I don't know why he was the way he was. I would expect that to be because really, it's a really bad look for him. It's a really bad look for him.
Well, on so many levels, because the question she asked was one that we've all tried to ponder over the course of the playoffs, in his MVP campaigns, whatever else is, all right, what can you do? Right? If you force the ball down, well, guys have to make shots. And guess what? Early in this game, they weren't necessarily. And Michael Porter Jr. did not have a blockbuster game, and some of the missed open threes early, kind of mirroring what happened in the last game. A lot of open looks that wouldn't go down from Miami. But isn't that what you want? The ball's out of Jokic's hand, and you, in those scenarios, they missed shots. Fine. Here he scored. He had that 18-point third quarter where he took over and was unstoppable. And what else? Everything else bogged down after that for the offense until the final 2 to 3 minutes where they had that spurt. So Erik Spoelstra getting mad at Ramona. It's just, why are you so mad? You just won a game.
Stan, why are you so mad? I do want you to ask me questions.
You just evened up the NBA Finals when everybody were trying to hand you a broom, and you're going to take it out on her for a question of, all right, this worked. Is this something you wanted to do? I don't know. Just
Ramona,
silly.
I asked you for an autograph. You didn't have to, but you could have signed it for Matthew. That's my little brother, man. My little brother loves you more than I do. He's like your idol.